So at the beginning of the season, a lot of people had Chicago as like the number one team, and you guys season swept them. You didn't just sweep them this weekend, you swept them this season. Kind of talk about what that means for the team.
Well, Chicago is a very good team. The pace they play and the things they bring to the table, their forecheck, their face-off plans, they make us better when we play them. It was kind of a turning point for our season going there earlier this year. And the first game, I remember the first period, they must have had 17 shots on Kivy, and he stood on his head. And it took us a while to get used to what they were doing, the pace. There was no time and space. We had way too many turnovers because of that. The second game, I think we earned that victory because we were used to it. We did good things. Just every time we play them, they make us better because they play at such a high pace. And I wish we could practice against them. then we'd have a real chance to get better.
Andrew, you're up next.
Hi, Coach. So we talked about veteran guys a lot this year, but I don't think Brett gets enough credit. He is a guy that usually isn't in the lineup to start Theo, but this year, much like last, he's found himself in the lineup consistently, and tonight he got to go. So can you kind of talk about what Brett brings to the lineup besides his physicality?
Well, he's such a sitting influence in practice, on the bench, in the locker room. Like his hockey IQ. People don't know that about him, but they know the physical side that he brings. He never passes a check, and all those type of things. But his hockey IQ is really quite high. He understands how the game, and he plays to that. And he's really good with our younger guys on the bench, in the locker room, about how the game should be played. And he's able to demonstrate things in practice. He's so strong on his stick that kids think that you got to have all these fancy moves. An element of being good at this game is having stick strength and being strong over the puck, and that's something that Gally helps our young guys out with.
Back to you, Elaine.
Can you just kind of talk about the level of compete tonight with the guys? It seemed kind of slow at first, and then it sped up, and then they just kind of took away with the game.
Yeah, I thought there was a flow in it for sure. And it kind of was very distinct in the first period, I felt. I thought the second we played a more consistent game in terms of doing what we wanted to do. And in the third, we did some good things as well. So it's every game is a riddle and there's no textbook answers. And we were able to solve the riddle the last two nights against a very good team. So that bodes well for us.
Back to you, Andrew.
So even though we didn't have any power play goals tonight, you've talked in the past about the checklist that you guys have of things you want to check off. Yeah. How did you feel the team did tonight on the power play despite not being able to score?
I still think we had some chances. We had a 2-0 on our first power play because we entered the zone in a way that they didn't expect us to. I thought they did a good job of taking away what we were trying to do. Although when I said that, the guys did adapt to get some shots through and stuff. So again, the checklist was pretty good. We didn't put the puck in the back of the net, but it was a positive for us.
Hey, Brett. So tonight you got your second goal of the year. Can you kind of just walk us through what happened though?
Yeah, we kind of had a little breakdown on our end, and Shemich made a nice play, just a high flip, and I just started skating through the neutral zone. I didn't know where the puck was, and just kind of got lucky that I'm skating the right direction.
Elaine, go ahead.
This year, the team has kind of depended on you a little bit more than they usually do, from a leadership perspective as well, but also from a scoring perspective, a forward perspective. You have been doing phenomenal from the game aspect. Kind of speak to what that means to you to be able to produce so well for a team that you've played for such a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to contribute on the score sheet. I don't always get that, but I want to do whatever I can to help this team win. I know there's no playoffs, but every game, the boys on this team, they're young, they're hungry, and I'm having a lot of fun with them. And I guess being a leader with these young guys has been a lot of fun. For a year that's been so weird, I've been having a lot of fun with it, and hopefully we finish off strong.
Go back to Andrew.
Brett, you've been in the league a long time now, and in the past 10 years, the enforcer role has kind of diminished a little bit. Can you talk about how the game has changed and how you've adapted to more of a forward type style playing instead of just being like the big, tough, physical guy?
Yeah, for sure. I've seen the change. I know when I came in the league, it was a lot different. You looked at the lineup and you just knew basically, well, this is the guy tonight that I'm probably going to have to go with. And I played with a lot of those guys, and over the years, I think I figured it out that like you're going to have to be able to play a regular shift, and if you can't, you've seen a lot of the guys get phased out. And credit to the coaching staff for working with me to be able to do that, or to the best I can. But I guess, the biggest thing now with the role, I still believe it's a big part of the game. You just got to be able to play a regular shift and be able to contribute other ways in that team, whether it's leadership, good defensively, just little things.
Elaine, go ahead.
And then Chicago was kind of the team that everyone thought was going to just kind of skate away with the competition this year. You guys swept them, not just this weekend, but for the whole season. Kind of speak to how the team is able to do that, but also how it feels to be able to take down a good team when you guys are also a good team.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good hockey team over there. They got high end talent. I can't speak for them. I don't know their lineup, like their transactions, but I know our lineup seemed to be different all the time. Some of our higher end forwards, they were called up our D, and it seemed like we were different rosters all the time. But it was just the next man up with this team. These young guys, they come out, they're full of energy. And for us, I think it's just outworking the other teams. They might be more talented, but the game of hockey, it's hard work.
So there's a odd man rush for them going back. There's a little bit of turnover. Ollie did a great job breaking the puck out, playing with poise and kind of getting up the ice. And then we had an odd man rush there. He kind of got up behind the D. Jordo did a great job of winning the battle. And I was able to just kind of position myself in there, and Jordo made a great pass and found me and just kind of got it off quick, before the goalie could react.
Hey, Tristan. So you guys finished the series sweep of Chicago, but now you're heading down to Texas to do a homestand with them. What are you guys going to be looking for in the next week, especially doing this next week? You're away from home. You guys are down in Texas practicing, playing. What will that be like for you?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, I'm new to the league, so everything's a bit of a blur, but so we'll have to go off. I know the last time they played, they had some success against them, so probably have to follow a similar game plan. But obviously, with so many games in such a stretch, we're going to have to rest and recover here in the next little bit, take care of our bodies, obviously, flying down and all that, and being on the road will be a ticket's toll. So just be smart with our bodies and kind of play good road hockey.
Okay. And there's been a lot of shuffling of the lines. You guys have had a lot of new guys. We've started to sign some new players. So just as that's all happening, how are you adapting your game, especially tonight where you're able to produce with a goal?
Yeah, it's obviously been a bit of a shuffle here with injuries, guys getting called up. It's kind of been a bit of a blur since I've been here anyway, a lot of new faces and stuff like that. But been lucky the last couple of games to be able to play with Jordo and Struddy. Starting to find some chemistry. They're very easy to play with. They're talking out there. Makes it way easier for a new guy coming in. We have such a great leadership crew too, with like guys like Sakura, Galley's great to play with. He's always talking. He's always pointing stuff out to you. Simmer. So we have a great leadership group that really helps out young guys too.